All right, YouTube, we should be live. I hope everyone is doing well on this happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Uh, let's see what all's going on. We'll see. Oh, let's click. So click the old live stream and see what's happening. Yep, we're there. Woohoo! So, I hope everyone is doing well. Still getting used to the setup here. I can add more light. I don't know if it's going to blow out anything. Well, it gives me an eerie underglow. It's my light bar at the top of the monitor here. Let's see if we turn this light on, it might help a little bit. That helps a little bit. So I haven't quite got the angle figured out yet. I think I need to move my camera over to the middle. The problem is broke I broke I broke the broke a TV. So well, I screwed that up, but it is what it is. Now I only have one monitor. I only have one reel stream or monitor to watch things. So it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I hope everyone is doing awesome on this Thanksgiving Day. Let's take a moment to be thankful for everything we have. I have all of you guys, which are amazing, and thank you so much. All the meanies, as we call them, thank you so much. We're shilling away today. We're going to be just talking about stuff. This is more of a test to test. I set up Ko-Fi, which is a platform to receive money and set up streams and stuff like that. It is free to me and you. I do go through Stripe because I hate PayPal with a passion. And Stripe's fees are a little bit higher than PayPal. So I do lose a little bit of revenue, but it's it's worth it to me to not have to deal with the jerks at PayPal because they've screwed me over too many times and I don't want to deal with them. So I hope everyone is thankful for everything they've got. It's been a wonderful year for me. I have a great job. My wife has a great job. She got two promotions this year and a pay raise. I'm on the hook for a pay raise. Hopefully, we'll see how that happens. Maybe the new year will turn out and I'll get a pay raise. I'm a contractor, so unfortunately, I don't get pay raises. I don't get paid time off. So if I take a day off of work, I lose a whole day's pay. So but I've been a contractor for about almost 5 years now. And the hourly pay is good. If I need time off, I can take it. I just don't get paid time off. So it's pretty good. Um, but it's a good company that I work for. They don't bother me. I manage a very large warehouse, multi $8 million worth of product in it at any given time. Um, and I do this YouTube thing kind of as a fun thing to do on the side. It does earn me a little revenue and it's helpful and I appreciate it. Um, in anything. So basically with that, to try and help offset the cost of running YouTube and everything like that, because there is a lot of people don't know it actually takes a bit of money. You can't just jump in this and I mean, yeah, you can jump on it with a laptop with a camera and you can do it, but to afford all this shit back here, well, a new house, it's not cheap. And granted, you don't need any of those things to do what I've been doing for years on YouTube. But we got over 500 videos up of RPG reviews and conversations and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate you guys because you guys make it worthwhile. If you're watching the stream, please jump in the chat there and say hi, just because I have no way of knowing if anybody's in there. It says I've got 3 people viewing. I know one of them is me because I have my tablet set up down here. There's a 3, 4, 10 second delay. So it might take a moment. But yeah, if you're in the stream, just pop in and say hi. I appreciate it. And of course, a very Merry Thanksgiving to you. I'm still trying to get the angle right on my camera. I haven't decided. Unfortunately, you'll see there's this support me at Ko-Fi / Mr. Mean Speaks. I can't figure out how to move that. I'll have to play with that a little bit more. It is there on the screen. It's not too obtrusive, though. I can see that. So let's see. Alan Bray. Morning, Mr. Mean. Alan, good morning, sir. I hope you're doing well. Um, So as I was saying, I set up Ko-Fi. I've been on Ko-Fi for a while. For those that don't know, Ko-Fi used to be Buy Me a Coffee, and they changed their name to Ko-Fi. I don't know why or the rhyme or reason, but Buy Me a Coffee was a great way to get around PayPal and get around what is it? Where you support me. I forgot what it's called. Oh man, getting old sucks. The thing Patreon. There we go. I couldn't words. They hurt. Patreon. I'm not a fan of Patreon. They take a lot of fees, and they just it's gotten better, I think, over the years. But I was on Patreon early on, and I just did not like it. And they took quite a bit of money out of your stream or what you made. But Ko-Fi is pretty cool. I'm still on Patreon. If I can get all of the meanies to transfer to Ko-Fi, I would rather do that. Ko-Fi has a setup where you can support me monthly, just like you do on Patreon, and it's less fees. And in fact, there's no fees on Ko-Fi. The only fee I would pay is from Stripe. Stripe, I believe, is a European company, but they do operate here in the U.S., and so I pay a fee from them. And then any donations you get are considered donations. So therefore, there's no fee taken out of them for Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi doesn't charge you anything now. Stripe does, but yeah, I see we got 4 people watching now. Awesome. So I can see how many people. It doesn't tell me who. It just tells me there's 4 people watching. So let's see. I don't know if I can close it. I may fuck everything up. It says my stream is good. So um, yeah, so one of the things you'll see, there's a goal up here in the upper right that says, and I'm not asking anybody to donate or anything. This is kind of a test to set. I got a $10 goal. If you want to donate, you can. And I think if you click that donate, it just sends you right to Ko-Fi. And then I just set a $10. That's the minimum I could set, I think. I don't know. I'm playing around with it set. One of the things I want to do is start streaming painting videos, and the desk over here, and you can see there's a map. That's the map of Dragon's Bane, the cloth map you get when you did the Kickstarter. I'm going to be running an in-house Dragonbane campaign starting Saturday. We're going to have our session 0 where we're going to make characters and everything, and it should be fun. We may switch to Pathfinder Revised. I got the core GM book on its way, and I already got my PDF of the other book. The Dave. Morning, Dave. Good morning, sir. Just testing out this Ko-Fi thing. I don't know if you're aware of it or if Alan is, but Ko-Fi is another funding platform that helps. You can do subscriptions just like Patreon and stuff like that. So I'm trying to see if I can maybe what the feasibility will be between swapping between it. We got 5 people viewing now. One chat going on. I don't understand. It says chat rate. Oh, I guess that's the time. Warning, the stream. I don't know what it's telling me here. It's telling me Open Studio. It's being weird. I'm watching YouTube just to see what it says. Oh, I guess I can chat with you guys through here. Um, oh, I can. Look at that. I got my desk up too high. I gotta drop it down. There we go. Uh, there we go. Look at that. I can chat. Yay! It does kind of take some of my screen away though, but that's okay. If I had 2 screens here, it would be a lot easier, but well, I don't. And I'm one of those weird guys. I like to see myself when I'm talking. Um, and I can't. I wish there was a way. I'm new to all this, guys, so bear with me. I'm trying to get this set up to where I can see it. There we go. So now it doesn't tell me anything. There we go. 5 people in the chat. Let's see. I get because it set it up like that. So anyway, Ko-Fi is a service that's kind of like Patreon, but they don't hit you with a bunch of fees. They allow donations, so you can just donate money to a live stream. And I guess with the current tax laws and everything, if you're live streaming and you say it's a donation, you don't have to claim it, or I don't know. I'll figure it all out at the end of the year. when it's time. But I just thought it was another way to help support the channel. Like I said, I don't like the green support Mr. Mean at Ko-Fi. Mr. Mean speaks right there in the middle of the screen. I was hoping I could move that down to the lower part of the screen, but it doesn't. It doesn't appear that I can. If I can, I don't know how. If you do know, put it down there in the doobly doo and let me know. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thanksgiving. I wanted to talk about a couple things. Up on my Facebook, on the Mr. Mean Speaks Facebook, I put a couple of things up for sale, and one of those things was everybody knows I'm not a huge fan of 5e. When it came out, I was all over it. I enjoyed it. I got the core books. I have the collector's set of the core books, they're beautiful. They're like metallic and shiny. I didn't get the alternate covers. I kind of kicked myself now for not doing that. I kind of wish I would have, but I do like the core book covers, and they have that metallic gloss or whatever it is on them, and they come in a nice slip cover with the GM screen. And those were nice. Miniature Market, again, awesome. I was able to pick it up there when it came out, and was pretty cool with that. So, but one of the things I'm getting rid of is I don't need these. I don't GM 5e. I don't play 5e. Is the Arcane spell cards. This is the first set, because I went and looked up online, and they have a different um, a different cover now. There's a different cover. I don't know if they're any different. I don't follow 5e, but if you're interested in these, hit me up on my Facebook or Discord. On our Discord, we have a link. Hey, Larry's in there too. Happy holidays to you, Larry. Happy Thanksgiving. So I got these on sale, $10. I think they're like $29. Watsy's prices are stupid now. Anyway, don't get me started on that. But $10, you play shipping and handling. I don't know what it'll cost. It's not terribly heavy. It's maybe a pound of cards, but they should all be in there. I don't remember taking them out, so what you get is what you see. But yeah, letting these go for $10. Just to help support the channel. Any money I make from YouTube or from Patreon just goes right back into the channel. I don't spend it on anything else. So I buy new games. If you support me on DriveThruRPG by using my affiliate link, that goes to buying PDFs or physical books on DriveThru, which I do like to support DriveThru. They seem to be, at least to me, they've been good to me. I know some people have complained about it, but I'm happy with it. So if you want to check these out, you can either shoot me an email at mrmeanspeaks@gmail.com, all one word, $10 plus shipping and handling. I don't expect it to be very much. I'll put it in a nice small box, or wrap it and put it in a soft package so it doesn't get damaged. But yeah, all the cards should be here. I haven't gone through them and count them. I frankly don't care. I just want to get rid of them. I hate throwing stuff away when I know other people may want it. So the lights just flashed. It's God telling me to sell all my 5e stuff. So if you're interested, shoot me a message. I'll mark on my page when they're sold. So then the next thing that I'm getting rid of, because I've had it for far too long and too many moves, and I don't play World of Warcraft anymore, is the World of Warcraft Collector's Edition. This is the box. Now, the codes are used. I bought these back in the day. Everything is in here. The map is in here. There's links up on my Facebook page. Maybe I'll try to put links in a doobly-doo there in the chat, so if people want to check it, they can scroll through it and see. I don't even remember. I think I said $25. But it's got some collector stuff in here. There's an art book. There's a CD. There's the original CDs that you could probably install World of Warcraft with if you have a CD player on your laptop or your PC. I don't know who does anymore. I don't. I do have an external CD player, DVD player, but I couldn't tell you where it's at. But anyway, all the art and everything is in here. Mark, hey, Cosmic, or upset that you're getting rid of your Shadowrun books. I did not get rid of the 20th anniversary book or the core rule book. I still have both of those, Mark. I just got rid of all the supplements because I don't use them. And then I think Jeff Hawkins bought them. So they went to a good home. He's already received them, which was awesome, which is, again, why I use UPS. And everything will be sent UPS. Just so you know, it may get delivered by USPS if you're in a PO box. I have no control over that. UPS doesn't deliver to PO boxes, but if you have a normal mailing address, a street address, then UPS will deliver it because that's all I use. So anyway, I think it's $25. I think I said for this. The codes have been used, so if you're expecting to buy this and get access to the game, you can't. But the game is free now. You can down. This is basically a collector's box. This is going to be for anybody who wants the really cool art book in here or the CD with all the music. There's a cloth map in here. It's a small little, mouse pad size cloth map of the world. So I've just been holding on to them for too long. They're in excellent condition. It's made to look like a weathered leather box, but it's cardboard, and it slips out. You can see there's the art book. There's a bunch of cool stuff in here. So I got that one going. And then at the time, I was a huge fan. I also bought the Cataclysm box set. So it's the same thing. It's got a cool art book. It's got a bunch of CDs and making of and all that fun stuff in here. $25 as well. So hit me up on Facebook or Discord. I think what I should do is if you're not a meanie and you're watching this, I should probably put a link to my Discord in here. I think that would be a smart thing to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here so I don't have to break the stream. And I think I have a permanent Discord link. I do. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put it in the chat. And put that in. Will it not let me include links? It won't let me include a link. Oh, wait, maybe if I paste. There we go. Larry, you know where to find me, buddy. um, yeah, there's my Discord. If you're a Patreon, and I think I might set it up with, because I think Ko-Fi integrates with Discord as well. I'm not sure how much, but if you're a Patreon backer, like I know Cosmic is, and I believe Larry is as well, and I think Alan is as well. I'm not sure. I can't remember all the names. You get a special designator in Discord that shows that you are a Patreon subscriber. And then if you're a publisher, you also get a special color. So if you're a publisher and you're watching this, or a small publisher, and you want to get some more exposure and support, we have a great community on the Discord. There's a couple of meanies in the chat right now. They can probably testify that we have a very positive community. We're very friendly. Where there's support for, pretty much any RPG that you want. We all know that Mr. Mean hates the mighty D6. I'm not a fan of most D6 systems, but I have a bunch of D6 systems that I like. Fantasy Age, any of the Green Ronin D6 games, I'm pretty much a fan of. Uh, DeGenesis is a D6 dice pool system. I love it. So yeah, there's a number. The Black Iron, Feral Games, one of my all-time favorite dark fantasy games. If you don't own that game, I highly recommend you go pick it up. If you think Warhammer Fantasy is dark, the Black Iron makes Warhammer Fantasy look like Pony Finder. And if you're a gamer, you know what that is. Uh, yeah, Alan says he's a big lurker on the chat, but he tries to keep up. Alan, you're fine, buddy. We need lurkers. Lurkers are good people, and it helps the numbers. I think we're almost up to 200 members on the Discord. Now, I would say maybe 15% of those are just people that have joined and have never come back and participated. Unfortunately, Discord doesn't give me a way to see the use of Discord or activity of its users. If it does, I don't know how to check it. So if someone's aware of that, let me know. I got my little sweater on here because we keep our house kind of chilly, keep the electric bill down. Oh, somebody Mumfrey gave me a donation. Woohoo! Thank you, Mumfrey, and a little pop up there. Yeah, thank you, Mumfrey. Appreciate it, sir. We're 50% of the way to our $10 goal. Woohoo! like I said, I had to put something in there, so I just put $10. I'm not expecting to get any money. If you do donate, thank you, bless you very much. I appreciate it. Um, and Mumfrey is a big supporter of the channel, so I believe that's and I think that's Alan. Is it? Is it Alan or is that's Larry? Larry is Mumfrey. That's right. Larry is Mumfrey. Larry's played in a bunch of my games. He is a Patreon, if I remember correctly. I have a few Patreons. I'm actually kind of impressed that these guys support me. And my Patreon's only $5 a month. It's not going to break or make or break you. I was supporting. As Mr. Mean, was supporting One Page Rules, which is a miniatures alternative to like Warhammer is the biggest thing, but they have very concise, thick rules, simple rules, I should say, not thick. And I really like them. But at the $5 subscription, all you get is access to the PDFs. You don't get any, I think you might get some STLs, but I don't have a 3D printer, so it doesn't do me any good. I don't plan, I wanted to get a 3D printer, but I have so many miniatures right now that I can't paint that I just, as much as I want a 3D printer, and I know Cosmic, aka Mark, is always touting the cool things he prints. Uh, he he never prints anything for me, so I don't think he actually loves Mr. Mean. I think he just tolerates me. You know, if he was a true meanie, he'd print something for me. That's a little dig on Cosmic, just because he's a Shadowrun fan. We won't hold that against him. It's not his fault. With therapy, he'll find better games. Uh, that's horrible. It's mean. I shouldn't say that. Mark is a great supporter of the channel. What else is going on? So those are the three things I'm shilling away for. If you have any interest in those, let me know. There'll be more things to come, but that's just the things that I wanted to get rid of. I came across them while I was uh, unboxing all of this. I tried to do an upload on my phone. Oh, what? Alan Bray. Oh, what? What is this? Oh my gosh. We've 100% of our goals, guys. We have received $10 in donations. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. That is so funny. Again, though, I'm not a big fan of that support me at Ko-Fi.com. Mr. Mean speaks right in the middle of the screen. I wish if anybody knows how to move that, that would be great. But that's just annoying. But it's pretty cool. That's pretty neat, and it shows it's supposed to play a GIF that says "You are awesome" when somebody gives a donation. I don't know why that's not working. I'll have to play with that. Unfortunately, you kind of have to do this stuff on the fly. And I don't want to bore you guys with me, and I have a habit when I'm concentrating to stick my tongue. Oh, and that's just not an attractive look for an old fat guy like me. But thank you guys for the donations. That's super cool. And then Larry says in the chat there, he says, yes, or excuse me, yep, great Discord, great folks, awesome games. Yeah, we play a lot of games on the Discord. I'm kind of set up now. I broke a monitor. I got to get a new monitor. Tomorrow's Black Friday. I'm going to go to Best Buy and I'm going to try to see if I can pick up a 32-inch monitor on the cheap. Now, the problem is the monitor that I have, and that $10, by the way, is going to go to support the new monitor. So thank you guys very much. But I dropped it when I was setting up the house, my basement down here, the mean cave. Uh, I was using my white. So I have two. I'm all over the place here, guys. I apologize. I have two sit-to-stands. I have this black one that I'm on right now, which is wider, longer, I should say, and it's I'm 5'11", so I'm kind of 5'11", 240. I'm not exactly tiny. This I wanted a desk that went up a little higher, and this one does. The white one is a Costco table, and you can kind of see the corner of it right there. It goes up pretty high as well, but it's a smaller desk and it's kind of curved. It's a very nice desk. It's $225 at Costco. Love it. And it has presets and everything. This one just has up and down as a button. You got to hold it. It's fine. It works. It's what I need. It was also like $250, so not terribly expensive. And to be honest, I think moving forward, I will buy another one of these eventually and replace that white desk and put it somewhere else here. But anyway, long story short, the white desk has I don't know what you call it, but it's like a beveled underneath and it's hollow. And so my clamp for my dual monitors was precariously sitting on there. And what happened is I was setting up the monitor, didn't have it clamped all the way, felt like it was sturdy, went ahead and mounted my monitors, went to turn around, and it fell off and it broke one of the monitors. Luckily, this monitor didn't break. But now, in the quandary of all of this is the problem. They don't make this TCL 32-inch monitor. It's a Roku 32-inch TCL. TCL is the brand name. And it's a good little monitor for a computer screen. It works great. I have horrible eyes anyway, so true color, and I don't need that 1,000 per second refresh, whatever. I don't need any of that. I just need something that looks good and will support a Mac. And the TCLs did that perfectly. And they were $100 each. And I bought them, 2 years ago? Uh, and I bought the arm and everything. And I don't want to go out and buy another arm that'll support a bigger monitor and yada yada. So I'm kind of stuck. So I got to go find another 32-inch monitor. So your donations helps very much. Thank you so much. I will put that money towards buying a new monitor. So the point is tomorrow for Black Friday, I will go to Best Buy and I will fight the crowds. I will try not to kill anyone. No promises made. And I will try to get a new monitor for the stream. And because I know Mark has multiple monitors, a lot of people do, and it makes multitasking so much easier when you have uh, different ones. So like Frontier Space. Larry, I could run some more Frontier Space, but I don't think it was very well received. I don't know. I know Mark wasn't thrilled with it. To me, and I agree with Mark. Mark and I don't see eye to eye on every game, but I think Mark has his finger on the feasibility, if I want to use that phrase, of a game. And I agree with Mark on 99% of his assessments. We've run a lot of demos. We had fun with Fallout, and we're going back to Fallout. I'm hoping maybe early December we can get Fallout running again. I would really like to go back to the Fallout game. I love the 2D20 system. I've actually been in talks with Chris Birch, who is the owner operator of Modifius. He knows that I'm a strong supporter of the channel. I couldn't back the Dreams and Machines Kickstarter, and also, to be honest, the box. And from what I'm hearing now, the box game versus the hardback books that are coming out are kind of different games. I want to say they made the box game as a beta test and then took everybody's feedback and everything from that and put it into the new books. And I don't know, but Chris had asked me if I was going to back it, and I said no. I said I'm buying a house. It costs me a lot. The market out here in Minnesota, the market everywhere is crazy, but the market in northern Minnesota for houses is stupid. Uh, the Dave says I could play some Project Sunflower too. I said, Dave, you know what? And not to be a jerk about this, but as soon as I get a review copy or I'm able to buy a copy and I have a physical book in my hand, I will run it on the channel. Because not everybody knows this, but if you're a meanie, you know the Dave he owns um, I can't think of the name of his company right now, but he does. He's in the works for making a super cool game called Project Sunflower, and it's an apocalyptic future that a virus has broken loose. If I remember the background correctly, a meteorite hit, if I remember correctly, and a spore was released, or it's something to do with a spore, and we've got like overgrown vegetation. So kind of like The Last of Us, but way worse. And it's a really cool setting. The art, Dave's done all the art in it. I believe he has a primer on Drive-Thru RPG. I think the other thing I should do is probably put a link to my Drive-Thru RPG so that non-meanies, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to put a link to everything that away. we have it out of the way. And now it's there. Now it's there. Oh, I hear somebody coming down. Let me get out of here. Oh, too many characters. Let's see. We already did the Discord, so we'll take the Discord out. And you guys know my. Let's see here. What else can I get rid of? I want to keep the Facebook. And I want drive through. So I can get rid of Zelly Pay. I don't know why that's on there. 196. There we go. Now we can do it. So there's all the links to the socials and ways that you can support the channel for anybody that's new. If that helps, it's in the chat there. Project Sunflower is super cool. Go on DriveThru RPG and download a primer. I believe he has it up there. See, if I had two monitors now, I could go pull that up, and I could even share my screen. I have OBS set up to do screen sharing and everything, to record my other screen. But with one screen, it just goes. You get this, mirrored, crazy infinity loop, and it's not pretty. I don't want to do it. So, but yeah, Dave is a publisher on the channel, and a very active supporter of the channel. He has his own Discord as well. So if you want to check it out, maybe pop into my channel, or maybe if Dave is still watching, he can put a link to his Discord in there. That would be awesome. And yeah, Project Sunflower, super cool. I mean, there's no doubt it's very reminiscent of The Last of Us with the clickers, but it's Mushroom Men, I guess. He's got some crazy critters in there, man. And see, unfortunately, Discord puts this thing in there that I can't read over it. I got a little. Oh, I have an early. He's saying, Dave is saying, I have an early copy. Well, in that case, then you're just going to have to join the Discord. You're going to have to join my Discord, or Dave put a link to your Discord in there, and let's spread the word, man, because Project Sunflower is amazing. We also have a number of publishers on our Discord. We have uh, uh, God, I can't think of names now. It's really Earl of Fife, Jason Fife, I believe is his last name. So it's Earl of Fife, which I think is pretty cool. He's on there. He makes New Edo. We have, let's see, what else do we have? We have Heroes and Hardships. Uh, oh, wait a minute. I got my names wrong here, man, guys. I do this all the time. Jason Duff is Earl of Fife. Yes, and it's Hardships. And New Edo. I gotta slide up here and get back to the channel. So yeah, New Edo, awesome. Oh, ow, Jesus Christ, I can't hold things. So New Edo is Shadowrun and Cyberpunk without the dystopian. It's where your beliefs make things real. So there's demons, there's onis, which is demons basically in Japanese. There's Shinto magic, there's everything. This is a super cool setting. I am looking to run this on the channel soon. I did a review of it, so go back into the doobly doo down there and check it. And then Heroes and Hardships. I'm a huge Legends of the Five Rings fan, and so is Jason. And this is a D10 system, very reminiscent of L5R. If you haven't seen my review, and this is the anything game. There's been some negative reviews about superheroes, and I'm hoping that we can get Jeff on the channel to run a superhero game using Heroes and Hardships, or maybe Mr. Brian Isakoff will do it, because Brian is an awesome GM as well. But we actually took Alternity, the old, Wizards of the Coast sci-fi, setting, and ran it in here, and it was so much fun. It was really, we had a lot of fun with it. Cosmic Mark was in that game, and who I can't remember. I don't remember if Alan was in that game or not. Stephen O was in that game. He's another YouTube supporter, and his wife has a little Etsy business where she makes things. And she made. I don't have it here. I don't have my coffee cup out. It's packed away. I still have, believe it or not, after all this shit, I still have tons of boxes of stuff to unbox. Uh, so yeah, go support the Dave on his Project Sunflower. It is amazing, and he's on Discord. We got 7 people. If you're in the chat, guys, if you're watching the stream, pop in the chat there and say hi. It really helps us out and it gives us some engagement. All right, it gives us someone to talk to. I got my coffee, so I'm happy. And then Stephen O. I don't think if he's in the chat, he's not posting, but he's on our Discord. His wife makes really cool stuff. So we're going to have some Mr. Mean t-shirts. It's a white t-shirt. It's a very nice t-shirt. It's a white t-shirt, and where the breast pocket would be is the Mr. Mean green logo that you can see there on my channel. And it looks really nice. I think we're going to do mouse pads. We've got coffee cups. I use my coffee cup as a uh, Dave said hi. Who are you saying hi to, Dave? Are you saying hi to the people watching? Put a link to your Discord. Gosh. Yeah. So, yeah, Project Sunflower, amazing. Uh, Stephen uh, Stephen Turner of Chivalry and Sorcery is a big supporter of the channel. It gives me early preview to a lot of stuff. I can tell you he's got some new books coming, and they are amazing. We have trying to think. Titan Effect. What's his name? Uh, I know you guys love looking at the back of my head and me thinking because it hurts. I don't see the Titan Effect book though. That's what's annoying me. There it is. Uh, Another super cool Savage Worlds game. I stopped backing Kickstarters earlier this year, but one of the last Kickstarters I backed was the Savage Worlds. I think it's a 20th or 25th anniversary. Uh, but um, Knight Errant Media has Titan Effect 2.0. I don't have a physical hardback of this. I need to get that. I'm not sure it's even out. I think I backed it on Kickstarter. I can't remember. But anyway, Christian Name, he's, I believe, French Canadian, super nice guy. And he's working really hard. I mean, he's a struggling, guy like me trying to make his brand, more than what it is, which is amazing. And he's trying to get this done into an anime, and I think it's amazing. I think it'll make a perfect anime. This is the first edition. The second edition is just as good. It's even got a little bit better art, and the mechanics are cleaned up a little bit better. But it uses Savage Worlds. And all you need is the Suede rules and maybe the sci-fi book, or I think you need the superpowers book companion, because there are some psychic powers in here, which is super cool. So, but again, Savage Worlds, psionics, magic, superpowers, it can be anything. You just name it. So yeah. So what else is going on? Big fan of Dragonbane. I've really, really been enjoying the read. Looking forward to running it. There's like 12 adventures in here, I believe. Um, I don't have the hardback. I did the Kickstarter, which gave me the cool cloth map and the dice and the cards and everything. So I have the softback books, which will serve me just fine. I probably will upgrade to the hardback books when they're on the shelves. The problem with buying a house is, one of our things that we did is we weren't happy in our rental house. We just hated it. We had nosy neighbors. Shit was stolen off our porch all the time. So if I got packages delivered to the house, they got stolen and stuff like that. So that's what I had to spend even more money to go get a UPS store box so that I could get my packages delivered there and know that they're safe. And it was fine. It was worth it. I'm glad I did it. And we still have that UPS, and I use that as my Mr. Mean mailbox. So all my mail for Mr. Mean goes there. But one of the one joy we had from doing the rental property was we like to take at least once every other month, sometimes more, sometimes less. We would get out of town by loading up the car and going to the Minneapolis, to the cities, what we call the cities, which is about 2.5 hours from here, from Duluth. Duluth is about 10 degrees, 10 to 20 degrees colder than the city. So like today, the high is 27. It's probably around 35, maybe even 40 in the cities, just because there's more people, more concrete, and it's just warmer. And they're further south. So we would always load up the car and go down there. And the cool thing about going to the cities was there is the Source Comic and Games, and they have a nice discount card, so you get a little bit of a discount when you pay $10, and then the card pays for itself, because I can't go down there and not spend at least $100. And of course it's all research for the channel, right? Anything I buy is potential review material. So uh Dave, I'm going to interject here. Dave, the Project Sunflower backer kit landing page. There's no link. I believe you gotta right click and paste. You can't do a Control C, Control V, or Apple C, Apple V, uh, or Command. I'm sorry. There's no more Apple on the Apple keyboard. It's a Command. That tells you how long I've been using Apples. Uh, so yeah, you got to do the cut and paste via your mouse if you want to put a hyperlink in there. I think you can maybe manually type it if you do brackets or whatever, but that's a lot of work. Nobody does that anymore. Anyway, our great escape when we were living in the shitty house was to go to the cities, and then one of the things I would always do is go to the Source and look for new games and stuff. So I haven't been in a couple months, because we've been in the house now for a little bit over right at a month. We moved in, we got the keys, we closed on escrow on October 18th, and it's now November 24th, right? 23rd. So yeah, we've been in just a little bit over a month. So really, if you do a right click, start typing your message, and then at the end of your message, just do a right click and paste, it won't do it. I tell you what, you can do, send it to me and Discord, and then I'll link it here for you, because I'm obviously able to put links in there. So maybe it's because I'm the owner of the chat, I can do it. I think they do that to stop spammers. Uh, The coffee goes in your mouth, John. Are you guys seeing my links that I posted, like the Patreon page and the Facebook and all that? And there's a couple second delay, so it'll take Dave a minute to get what I'm saying, and then can you? Okay, so Larry says he can see my links. Okay, well, Dave, shoot me a Discord message with the link, and then I'll cut and paste it and put it in here in the YouTube chat for you. I want to give Dave all the support he can get. Um, Only because Dave's been super cool. Um, and as a matter of fact, you can't see it from here. Uh, okay, Dave's okay. He made a really nice dice box for me. He sent me a really nice card with it and everything for, the support that I give. Oh, I got a message. I bet you that's a Discord message. It is. I just heard a ding. Let's go look on Discord and make sure it's the. Yeah. All right. So you're going to see me fiddle here, but I'm going to go to Discord. I'm going to copy this. Oh, thanks, Cosmic. He said he had to leave. So that's why I saw the subscriber count, or the viewer count, go down. Let's see here. Wiki. Let's see. Oh, it's truncating. So let's see here. All right, so I'm going to do the project Discord, copy, and then we're going to go to our Discord, paste. All right, this is the Discord for Wiki for the Dave. So that's his project Sunflower, and now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the landing page for his soon to be Kickstarter, which I think you should all go support. I know I will support it. I may have to be cheap and only do it at the PDF level just because money is tight. It's with this, the real estate market in Minnesota is crazy. And I paid way too much for this house, and my mortgage is very high. But couldn't be happier. Like I said, we haven't gone to the city in a month and a half, 2 months now. Actually 3 months. We were saving for the house, of course, and then we just don't feel that need to get away, which sucks because I love going to the source. But it is what it is, and I'm happy here in my house. I have this man cave. There's a wall here. You can't quite see it. There's a wall on this side, um, and it's where the projector screen was. And all he did was put up a piece of plywood and paint it white with some non-reflective paint. But I'm going to pull that down. That's this weekend's project. I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to. I think I'm going to mount my big screen TV. I have a 65-inch Samsung TV that I'm going to mount down here so that I can come down here and watch TV when I want to watch TV. And I think I'm going to move my Xbox down here so that I can watch TV and stuff and play on my Xbox because my wife doesn't. My wife has an Xbox in the bedroom we have a 45-inch plasma or 55, excuse me. It's a 55-inch plasma in the bedroom in our master bedroom. And I've got the old Xbox One X, the Master Chief Edition, uh, hooked up to that one so that she can watch her, stuff. Because the plasma TV doesn't have internet or anything like that. It was long before all that stuff became super popular. But the picture on it is astounding. It's a plasma, and plasmas have way better pictures than I think the plasma image is better than the OLED. But anyway, the whole point is to hook up that 65, mount it to the wall here, or maybe get a thin TV stand and put it on there, and then we're going to be able to play Xbox, and I could stream and do whatever I want there because I have a nice 32, like I said, but I got to get another 32-inch, so that will be for this Friday, hopefully, and then the weekend I'll pull the. My plan is to pull this plywood down and get it out on the yard and dump it. But gosh, what else is going on? We're supporting the Dave Project Sunflower. Ooh, Full Metal Dragon. Happy Turkey Day. Long time no hear, sir or ma'am. I can't remember. I'm assuming you're male. That's being gender um, dumb, I guess. I don't know what else to put, but I'm pretty sure you're a guy. But if you're not, I apologize. But thanks for watching in. I appreciate it. And thanks for the Happy Turkey Day. Same to you. Uh, I'm not sure if you have a different name on the Discord, if you're on my Discord, but if you scroll up in the chat, there are links to all my socials and the Discord. So if you're not a member, go pop in and join. Some people don't like Discord. One of my good friends is a gamer here in town with me. He's retired from the sir, yes. Okay, cool. Thanks, Metal. Larry, yes, the Dragonbane game is Sunday in my house. So unless you're going to make a trip, I believe you're out in Pennsylvania or Washington or somewhere, you're going to have a long drive. That's going to be a local game in my house on Saturday night. I was not planning on running Dragonbane online at this time, just because I'm running it physically. I don't want to run two of the same game. But I do want to run either Pathfinder Second Edition revised because I do love Pathfinder, and quite honestly, people have told me they like my games when I run it. So I would like to run Pathfinder again. I have a pretty cool story arc that I would like to do for Pathfinder Second Edition with the new rules because I think they've cleaned them up a little bit, and they look, from what I have the player's core as a PDF because I got back on the subscription But unfortunately, I bought the GM core as just a physical book. And when you do that through Paizo, you do not get. Oh, I'm sorry, Larry. You are correct. Yeah, I guess we do. Is it this Sunday we're playing? And who's running? Who's run? I don't even know. I can't remember. Is uh, David running that, or is that Brian running? I don't know who's even running it. Am I running it? I don't know, man. Too many games, not enough time. Uh, Full Metal Dragon, are you on my Discord? Or I know you pop in and you comment on a lot of my YouTube videos. Diskit is running. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes, Larry, you are correct. I forgot. Is that this Sunday? I am so glad you said something. Yeah, I don't have any plans except to do demolition in my basement down here and get this projector screen pulled apart. You're right. I completely forgot. I got to make a character. I think I'm going to make a Wolfen archer. I think that's, or maybe even I think somebody already called dibs on a mage. I think that was you. So I'm not I really dig playing mages, but I think I'm going to go with a Wolfen survival, like a hunter. I thought the Wolfen would make a good hunter because they got that whole mark prey thing where they can follow somebody by scent. So I thought that would be pretty cool. So Diskit's running. That's right. Thank you so much. I forgot. And then yeah, Full Metal. Are you Full Metal Dragon? Are you on our Discord? I say our Discord. It's my Discord. I always say our, but it's a community, and I have so many cool friends on there, and I thank you all for just being super awesome. The community of our Discord is really awesome. You rarely use Discord. Well, man, we'd love to have you on the channel, but I get it. That's what I was saying before Larry caught me off guard with the Dragonbane game that I'm playing in. That I need to make a character by Saturday. No rush there. I have to. We have a great community, but I have a good friend Alex. He's a retired Air Force, and he just not a fan of Discord. Doesn't see a need for it, and I feel the same way about Reddit and Facebook. I'm only on Facebook because I'm trying to promote Mr. Mean Speaks, and that's the only reason I'm on there. Other than that, you'll see I do hardly nothing on Facebook. My wife does a lot, but I don't do anything. And my wife is a lurker. She doesn't post a whole lot. She just reads stuff. I'm just not a fan of either one of those platforms, to be honest. Reddit, I think, is just nothing but a bunch of ass wipes. Uh, but some people love Reddit, and that's cool if they do. It's not my cup of tea. I don't feel it. We got 10 concurrent viewers. English is hard for me, guys. I'm having a rough time here. If you are in the stream, please do me a favor and post. Um, do me a favor and post a message. I would love to interact with you. Um, I gotta see what I can do here. It won't let me. I'm just trying some things here. There we go. Let's bring this up forward. I can't do it. It's annoying, guys. I'm telling you. Oh, there we go. I got it. Bingo. There we go. So we were up to 11 viewers, and now we're back down to 8. So someone just popped in to see what was going on. Saw I was live. I didn't post on Facebook that I was going live. I didn't post on any social medias that I was live. So probably should have done that, but I didn't. This was, like I said, just more of a test to see how Ko-Fi is working. And it seems to be working fine. We hit our $10 funding goal, which again, thank you guys for supporting the channel. Uh, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, we I want to get back into running some more games. I'd like to run Pathfinder online. And possibly even as an in-home game. We're going to run Dragon's Bane to start, and then I'm going to see if the guys want to switch over to Pathfinder because they're all D&D players and they've never played anything different. One of them, I've got I think 5 players coming to the house on Saturday, and one of them is willing to try other games. I also have Imperium Maledictum, which is the Warhammer 40K rogue trader, Inquisitor type game that I really, really, really like. I've been reading it and enjoying it. So yeah, we go through a lot of games on the Discord. We have a bunch of GMs that are playing. Stephen O is running the adventure game or whatever. It's the clone of. It's like an OSR clone, but it's really stripped down. It's really good game. I like the mechanics and everything's free. Adventurers. I don't know if anybody remembers the name. Put a link in the chat there. But yeah, that's it's a free game by this guy. He just was tired of everything going on, so he wrote up his own game. And I mean, it's very. I don't know if he's in the publishing industry, but if he's not, he should be because he did a really good thing. Yeah, the Larry, you're correct. 5 players plus me as a GM. It's I'm gonna set up. I got some folding plastic tables that I'm gonna set up right there. I had a big dining room table that my good friend Anthony gave me, but it was just too big, and sadly, it reeked of cat, and I couldn't do it. And I don't like cats in any way, shape, or form. I think they should be an extra food source. That's just my opinion. I'm a dog guy, and I don't like dogs that stink. So I when I have a dog, they get a bath every week because I don't like that dog smell. I have a very sensitive sense of smell though, which is not necessarily fair to everybody else. But my wife doesn't even wear perfume because she knows she doesn't like it either. But her nose is not as sensitive as mine. And funny anecdotal story, my wife and I have been together for 14 years. And when she was pregnant, of course, those of you that have wives and or are female and have been pregnant know that most women during their pregnancy go through a phase in their pregnancy where their sense of smell is really, really heightened for whatever reason. It's a chemical change in the body, physical change, whatever. But their sense of smell gets really heightened and they get sick real easy from smell. And my wife was pregnant with our son Norby, and we were at the grocery store to go get some laundry detergent. And for years, I will not go down the laundry detergent aisle because it stinks so bad. It gives me a headache. It makes me nauseated. I just don't like going down there. And I always bitch and moan every time. She always tells me to shut up and I'm whining and yada. We have a very strong relationship and we pick on each other immensely. But point of the story is she was pregnant and her sense of smell was heightened and she went down that laundry aisle and she got sick. And then I told her, now you know how I feel every day. Every day I deal with that. So, I mean, I have friends that come over and I'm like, do you have cats? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I could smell it. And of course when you're around something all the time you don't always smell it. You get immune to it, which is why old people put 10 tons of perfume on because they can't smell it anymore, so they have to put so much on. And it just kills me that they wear so much perfume. And so I try not. That's why I don't like going. It's not that I'm mean because I'm mean because people cause me pain. um, Strong perfumes or colognes give me headaches, and I don't like that. Who likes a headache? Nobody. And it just puts you in a bad mood. So I literally stay away from people because I don't like smokers. If you smoke, hey, I get it. That's your personal choice. I just don't like to be around it. So like none of my I have one gamer friend who smokes, and he smokes before he comes over. He eats some mint or gum before he comes into the house, and then he doesn't smoke until he leaves or we take a break. So, I mean, and that's respectful and I appreciate that, but I can still smell the smoke on him, but it's not so horrible. But yeah, if you have a friend or loved one that has a strong sense of smell, believe them when they say they can smell stuff because they can. I know a lot of I don't know a lot of people myself that have a strong sense of smell, but I smell things long before my wife or anybody around me notices it. So it's just one of those things. It's everybody. That's my superpower, sense of smell. Um, but I'm the spleen. There's superhero reference for you if you get that. So anyway, we got 8 concurrent viewers, so that's awesome. If you're lurking in the chat, pop in and say hi. If you're on the Discord, give us your Discord name, or just pop in and say hi. Uh, we're just chatting and shooting the shit on this Thanksgiving Day. We have no family up here, so I thought it was good to just pop in and chit chat with people. I know some people don't have stuff for family or don't do anything major for the holidays, so might be a little lonely or depressed. There's no need. You can come hang out with Mr. Mean, watch me drink coffee. I can tell you, and speaking of smell, my wife is upstairs and I can smell whatever it is she's cooking, and it smells good. And my nose is even plugged up a little bit. It's very cold here today. It's like 26, 27 degrees, I think, today is the high. Let's see what it's 20. No, that's the date, you dummy. It's 20 degrees outside right now. So yeah, it is it's a little brisk. It's a wee bit brisk out there. Um, so yeah. So I have been I have been getting the turkey going. I've been getting the turkey going. Yeah, we woke up at 7, which is sleeping in for the wife and I. Norby was already up, and he stayed up till 10:30 last night. For those that don't know, I have a 6-year-old. He'll be 7 in January, and he is autistic. Oh, Larry, you got COVID? Oh man, I'm so sorry. My condolences, brother. I hope you feel better. I hope chatting here is making you feel good. Uh, Full Metal Dragon says, have you looked at the new Warhammer 40K? Yep, I just talked about it. I have it. I love it. I'm a huge fan. Full Metal says, I'm glad I live where it's 65. Are you in Arizona by chance? I lived in Arizona in Phoenix for about 10 years. It's where I met my wife. And then we moved what, from Phoenix to Louisiana, Sulphur, where my wife was born and raised. I got a job down there. So we moved back there. Then the job market dried up, and then I moved. My wife got a job in Beaumont, Texas. And so we moved from Sulphur to Beaumont. And then from Texas, then Hurricane Harvey happened, and that sucked. So we moved from Texas to here. And I've been happy ever since. And people say they hate the cold, they hate the snow. I'm a polar bear. I love the cold. I love the snow. Uh, you're welcome, Larry. I hope you feel better, buddy. Yeah, Imperialis maledictum. Oh my God, Imperium. Is it Imperium or Imperialis? Let me let's see. Where did I put the books? Now I'm confused. I moved them. See, I move shit and I get all messed up. Hold on. You guys can still hear me. You just might not be able to see me. Where did I put the books? Right there. I don't know where the books went. I had the books out. I had them out because I was looking at them. Ah, too much stuff, guys. Or maybe, you know what? I put them back on the shelf because I wasn't going to play it. But yeah, there's a big library here, guys. One of my friends, I posted a picture, and one of my friends said, Library of Congress called. They want their books back. I was like, what? uh, Geez, if I don't see it, I'm telling you, that's going to drive me nuts now. It was up here. I'm hoping I didn't accidentally throw it away. I got a box here of stuff that I'm going to chuck in the dumpster. And it's old RPG stuff that nobody wants. So I know I'm not missing out on anything by throwing it away. Let me put it that way. Imperium Maledictum. Yeah, I can't find the books. I had them out, and I don't know what I did with them. So I'm insane in the membrane. Uh, wow. They're around here somewhere, guys. I know I didn't get rid of it. Um, Oh, is that it? Is that it? There it is. I found it. I had put it back on the shelf. I got the GM screen too, um, which, if you haven't seen the GM screen, it's really nice. But most GM screens are nice. Yeah, yeah. Full Metal's in Arizona. Nice. So Imperium Maledictum. So chunky book. Guess it's going to retail for 55.99, so $56, I think, is the retail. Cubicle 7. The art in here is fantastic. They did a lot of the black on green art, black background green, like CRT art, but very much a lot of greens and yellows. Um, really well done. Some of the color art is fantastic, but a lot of some black and white type art. It's just really done really well. I've been a fan of all of the uh, Rogue Trader and Only War and all those setting books for Warhammer from Fantasy Flight, but the mechanics weren't that great, unfortunately. You were very incompetent as a hero. And so this one, you're still pretty incompetent, but at least you have they've given you some options. But here's the GM screen. So very much that green, they're going for that green industrial look again. But the inside cover has got lots of good stuff on it. So yeah. So pretty cool. I'm very happy with it so far. I'd like to run that maybe. I would love an in-person game. To be honest, I would love all my games to be in person, but we live in this age of technology now where, um, and I live in a smaller town, so there's just not enough gamers here to play all the games I want to play. That's just the nature of the beast. It is what it is. But yeah, uh, guys, this is one of my more popular streams. I think it's because everybody's home and they're stuck with their families and they don't know what to do. Yes, Larry, I'm glad they went with the landscaped screen too. I hate to have to sit higher than my players. You know what I mean? When you're sitting at the gaming table and you have your regular portrait GM screen, and you have to sit higher than everybody else. Oh, it's right here. If you guys don't have this, this is one of my early reviews of this, but it's a generic GM screen. But you can see it's 4-panel too, which is amazing. But and it's got sleeves on each side, and they're easy to get things in and out of. It's very well done. It's a little dirty. That would be the inside stuff, but it's a 4-panel GM screen, but it's portrait. And if it was landscape, it would be amazing, but it's portrait. And so you're like this when you're running a game. So, while I love this thing, I hardly ever use it anymore because a lot of the games that I play, um, Dragonbane, I believe Dragonbane has a landscape GM screen. I can't remember. It's in the box though, and I have it. Oh no, it's portrait too. It's not landscape. So that sucks. I wish someone would make I think game companies should make their GM screens available in landscaped as a PDF free. If you buy a GM screen, you should get the free landscaped version of it, and you can put it in your own GM screen. Or do what I did. I had an old D&D GM screen, the 4th edition GM screen. It was one of the cheaper ones that they came out with because there were several. And I just printed my Savage Worlds uh, GM screen. Because Savage Worlds does do this. Exactly what I'm saying. They provide. I think all of their GM screens are landscaped, except for some of the early Deadlands ones were portrait. But the point being is that you get your printout of your landscaped GM screen, and you just tape it to an old GM screen, and you can even go as far as to print some art and tape it to the front of the screen. So I did that with Pathfinder too. I didn't like Pathfinder First Edition had the original GM screen was portrait, and it wasn't until a while later they came out. And I think all their new GM screens are landscaped. I'll be interested to see if they come out with a new landscaped GM screen for revised core GM and player if they come out with a new GM screen for Pathfinder. I have not looked at the roadmap to see what they're doing or what they're coming out with, so I don't know. I did just rejoin the subscription because I'm not buying hardly any game books now, uh, just because, as I said before, money's tight and I have a very large mortgage. So the bulk of my disposable income that I had before I bought the house is now going to the mortgage, which is fine. We expect that. We knew that was going to happen, so we're okay with it. And we're enjoying, I mean, it's so nice. Those of you that own your own house, you know how nice it is to come home and realize, hey, this is my house. If I want to stomp, if I want to turn my music up loud, I can, and nobody can say shit. And that's, my wife is so happy. It's put her in such a better frame of mind because we don't have to deal with neighbors. We don't have to deal with people parking, in the parking. It's just, and we where we lived before in town was down next to downtown, and it was just so much traffic and noise, and we're both, like, when we were ready to go to bed, we want quiet. So the Dave says that all the Project Sunflower is in landscape. Yeah, I noticed that. Even when I was looking at the preview that you gave me, everything's in landscape, which I really like. I will say it I don't want this to be received as negative, but it is negative when you're trying to store your books. Regular traditional, you know, 8.5 by 11 or 9 by 12, whatever they make, whatever the size is of RPGs that they print, is so much easier to store when all your books are the same size. Part of the challenge of behind me here is, while most of these books are roughly the same size, a lot of them are not. Like, so you can't see it here, but there's a shelf over here that is just small RPGs. They're like, you know, Scum and Villainy, and Modiphius. This is the one that boggles my mind. Modiphius, all of their books are the same size. You can line up all the Modiphius books; they're all the same size. They went a landscape with John Carter, Warlord of Mars, and that's part of why it did not sell well. People, it's odd on the shelf. It's not easy to store. It's inconvenient. Um, and so I think that's, I mean, that's what I heard from people in and around the world, is that they didn't like the size of the book. The layout of the book was fine. The color, the presentation, just the style of the book was sucked. Yeah, I get it's designed for showing. I'm not talking about showing. I'm talking about storing. When you put a book on a bookshelf, if they're all the same size, it's easy to store. But when you have books that are a different size, it makes it difficult. And I'm not. I mean, it's your book. You do you. And I mean, I'm still going to get it, so I don't care. I'm going to enjoy it because I like the premise of the game and everything. But I'm just saying, if I had my druthers, my preference would be for a normal sized book. You know, you get these odd sized books, or odd, even a lot of the Savage Worlds books that do like the comic book size, uh, while they're cool and they stand out, and I can pick out my Savage World books on the shelf because they're all the same size. They did, I think it was the Advanced Savage Worlds, the second printing, uh, where they did a full size normal book, and people hated it because they were always used to seeing the comic book size, or I don't know what they call that. You're a publisher and a designer, you know what it's called. I don't know what they call that. But, and that being said, Project Sunflower is looking amazing, and I can't wait to get it in my grubby little paws. I'm just saying, as far as for someone who has a library like I do, um, having a normal size book, Homeworld, yes, Dishonored and Homeworld are both that smaller 6 by 9 size Full Metal, and isn't it annoying? You got all your Modiphius books, and I have everything Modiphius has made except John Carter, and I don't have John Carter because I didn't like the size of the book, the layout, and also it used the 2D20 light system, which I do not like, which is why I don't own Dune. I play tested Dune for Modifius, and I did not like the mechanics. I don't, and Dreams of Machine uses kind of a variant of the 2D20 light system, and I don't like it either. Me and Cosmic played it, and Brian played it, and none of us were happy. Could I get used to it? Sure. Do I want to? No, I don't have to. I'm Mr. Mean. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And that goes for all of you guys too. And you tell him Mr. Mean said so. But yeah, Dave says, no, really, when you are playing at the table, the book doesn't stretch as far into the center. It can be open without tape. Oh yeah, Dave, I totally get it. It's a design aesthetic. I'm just saying I don't like it. That's just me. And I don't like it from an aesthetic of putting my books on a shelf. When I'm running the game, if the book lays flat and it's nice and wide, it's great. You know, it's easier. You don't have to read up as far. You know, I get it. The design aesthetic makes total sense. I'm just saying, you know, I tell you what, design a book that automatically morphs into the 12 by or the 10 by 12 or whatever format it is, but then shrinks down to the landscape mode when you open it up and lay it flat. You design that, and then I'll stop it. I won't have anything to bitch about. It's just me being surly, sir. It has nothing against your game. Your game is going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to run it on the channel for the meanies for sure. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I just personally, I want all my, I am, and I know I'm autistic. I have no doubt about it. I've just learned to function in normal society where a lot of autistic people can't, or they call it high functioning. And I have no doubt. But this drives me absolute batty. Everything should be flush. It should be all the same size. It should be all the same level. Uniformity. Aesthetics matter. Yes, Full Metal, you are absolutely correct. Uh, I agree with you completely. Now that being said, I love my library. This is four shelves deep, 3 shelves high. So that's 12 shelves of books. I think I did the rough math. I think each shelf has about 65 books on it in average. Some have a little more, some have a little less. It's just over 1,000, a little bit over 1,000 books, like almost 1,200 books is what I've got there. And this isn't everything. I've still got some boxes in the back. So I just ran out of room. That's as much as I can do. I can't stack anymore. I got a room for a little bit of room, but yeah, I'm really, maybe designing that will be a stretch goal. Yeah, sounds like it, Dave. Work on that, buddy. I am going back to Full Metal Dragon though. Dishonored. I was so excited to see they were going to do a Dishonored book, and when I saw it at the game store, the Source down in Minneapolis, and I pulled it out, I didn't even notice that it was smaller. I just saw Dishonored on the spine in the Modiphius section, and then it hit me because the Source has all their games by publisher in a row. So all the Modiphius books are in a section, you know. And I saw that small, little tiny book, and I was like, "What the?" You know, and I pulled it out, and I was so bummed that it was small. But I did buy it because I'm a Modiphius fan, and I like to support their products. I did not support John Carter. I just couldn't get into the aesthetics of the book nor the gameplay. I love the movie. I've read, of course, I read the book. I read the book when I was a wee lad. Edgar Rice Burroughs, right? But it wasn't for me. It's the one Modiphius genre I don't own. I own everything for Mutant Chronicle. I own everything for Infinity. I own everything for Conan. Not quite everything. There's a couple of books for Conan I didn't get, only because I just didn't want them. But I've got everything for, yeah, Mutant Chronicles, Infinity. I have 2 core books for Star Trek. I have the Klingon source book, thanks to Cosmic, because he turned me. He kind of said something, and I realized it. And I was lucky enough to get the leather or faux leather cover of the Klingon book on Miniature Market. They had a copy left, and I snagged it. So, yep. Uh, Yeah, Dishonored, I really haven't read it. I bought it more as a collector, not to play it. I played the video game and I'm not a big stealth gamer. As you can imagine, I'm large and in charge, and I'm not about stealth. So it wasn't the game for me, but I dig the concept, and it was just cool to see a video game in an RPG. So yes, I did get it for that reason, just for my collection. I don't know if I don't believe they've come out with any splat books or anything for it. I think it's just the one core book. But speaking of Modiphius, just so you guys know and to pass the word, and you probably already know, 50 to 70% off tomorrow for Black Friday in the US and the UK stores. So if you're in the US and there's some books you don't have for your collection, you want to pick them up, a lot of their books are going to be 70% off, which is a steal. But I think it's only for tomorrow, and then they're going to do another sale. I don't think it's going to be as good. Well, it is as good, but it's only going to be for PDFs on Cyber Monday. So if you're more into PDFs, I know David Winmark is a PDF guy. So if you're into the PDFs and you want to pick them up, anything from Modiphius pretty cheap, Monday is the day to go online and buy your PDFs. If you want physical books, if you're a nerd like me and you like those physical books, then tomorrow, Black Friday, I'll be hitting the website early in the morning to check. Infinity is, yes, it is a very impressive RPG. It is hard to run. There's a lot of things going on in that game. That world is so diverse. Technology is so high. You have avatars and I forgot what they call them. Ghost. You have Ghost, which is like an avatar in the cyber world. So it's a completely separate game. The nice part is you never have to use it if you don't want it in your game. You can just ignore it, or hand wave it. But yes, the Infinity world is amazing. The mechanics are really, it's the 2D20 system. If you like the 2D20 system, you're going to like it. Fallout is amazing. In fact, I think I'm going to order the new Settlements book tomorrow for Fallout. That's going to be probably the only thing I order, because to be honest, I have everything else for Modiphius that I want. The Star Trek books didn't really grab me. So, I mean, there's a couple of them I think would be nice to have, but I don't plan on GMing Star Trek. It's just not, I tried GMing it and I did have fun, but it just didn't grab me the way Star Wars does. I really enjoyed running Star Wars from Fantasy Flight, or now, what's it? It starts with an R. Is it Red or whatever? I forgot the name of the new company that took over, that does all of the RPG publishing for Fantasy Flight, because they got bought out by Asmodee, and so now they're more into like board games and stuff. The Dave wants to know what my favorite 2D20 game is. My favorite 2D20 game, bar none, Mutant Chronicles. I have been a Mutant Chronicles fan forever. Since I fell in love with the IP back in the mid 90s. I loved it so much that I reached out to them to be a demo monkey, and they sent me to Gen Con back in 92, 93, I think it was, for the original Mutant Chronicles. I own the Ron Perlman, Thomas Jane Mutant Chronicles movie that is horrendous. It's so bad it's good. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's an actual movie. There's a Nintendo 64 video game, which I did own at one time. Full Metal says he thinks it's impressive that they took a miniatures game and made it into a non-miniatures RPG that is still mimics a lot of the miniature game setting. Yes, they did that with Mutant Chronicles as well. For those that don't know, Mutant Chronicles was a miniatures game. It was an IP that I can't remember the name of the company now. Heartbreaker Hobbies. Heartbreakers was a UK company that was very popular, and they had a game called Chronopia. Chronopia was a fantasy game, kind of meant to take on Warhammer Fantasy. And they had gotten a huge following, was a big company, made a lot of money. Which edition of it? Of Mutant Chronicles? All of them. I own all 3 editions of Mutant Chronicles, and I love them all. And I own the physical books as well as the PDFs. So yes, I love. And there's a fourth edition coming out, which is just a heresy because they're going to turn it into the company that bought the rights is turning it into a noir game, and it's going to use like fate or fudge mechanics. I believe that I don't think the mechanics are 100% written in stone, but the rumor is they're going to use like a uh, powered by the apocalypse or fate, which I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to support it, which I hate to say, but I think the miniatures game was phenomenal. It played really well. Paradox was a miniatures company that tried to come back when the 3D resin printing became all the rage. They tried to produce, and the miniatures, most of the miniatures were garbage. The gameplay was pretty good. I own the rule book for Mutant Chronicles. They called it Warzone, which is one of the taglines because Mutant Chronicles was played in war zones, theaters of combat, and it it was good. I mean, I thought Paradox Interactive's uh, Warzone was good. The mechanics were solid. It's just the miniatures were garbage. They were brittle. They didn't always go together right. The resin casting was early in its infancy, and I think they jumped on the bandwagon too soon, and the game flopped. The mechanics, you had cards you had to use, and while the resource cards, and then they kind of came out with a soft 2.0 edition that they never really called it a 2.0. They just called it like a revision. And they did away with the cards, which was still kind of cool in a way, but the game lost a lot of momentum. The miniatures killed it. The miniatures looked great, but the moment you tried to put them together or, manipulate them, they would snap. They were brittle. It was early resin. It just wasn't good. But some of the miniatures looked phenomenal. But unfortunately, they were brittle and they just didn't hold up to tabletop play. The whole point of getting those little toy soldiers is to paint them and play with them and show them to your friends, right? And so unfortunately, but I was a demo monkey for Heartbreaker for a couple of years. In fact, Brian, my good friend Brian, made out like a bandit because when I left California, I think I gave him a very large chunk of my miniatures, and I think he still has them to this day. And he uses them for other stuff. And I think he bought a bunch of his own too. Brian's been fortunate to be very financially stable, and he made good choices with his money. And he kept all those super old miniatures, and now they're not collector's items. I think there's very few miniatures that'll ever be collector's items, but he's got some cool miniatures that you can't get anymore. So kudos to him. I'm jealous because those things were awesome. Um, but yeah, he got some cool stuff, and he kept them, and he just paint on the Discord. He painted up some of the miniatures, the hussars, I think it was, or the capital infantrymen, and they look great. So to answer your question, Dave, pretty much every edition except for the new one that's coming out is my favorite. Now, playability, the Modiphius version is my favorite, only because the mechanics are really well done. I think Mutant Chronicles plays really well with the Modiphius engine, and it was their first Kickstarter. Well, actually, no, I think Conan was their first Kickstarter. I can't remember. One of them came before the other, and it was either Conan or Mutant Chronicles. I think it was. I think they got the license to Mutant Chronicles, and then shortly thereafter they got the license to Conan. But either way, what a Cinderella story for Chris Birch. He was a little game designer working out of his garage in England, somewhere in the UK. I'm not exactly sure where he's from. I think Stephen Turner knows him quite well. But I will say my loyalty to them stems from when I was first starting my channel. I think my very first review was DCC because I've always loved Dungeon Crawl Classic, and my second review was Mutant Chronicles. And Chris saw it, and the Kickstarter was going on, and I couldn't afford it. We were living literally paycheck to paycheck when we lived in Louisiana because the pay was just so bad down there and the cost of living and stuff. So, and my wife wasn't working, so it was very hard on us. But Um, Chris saw my review of Mutant Chronicles because I bought the core book from Bookstand, which was in Texas, in Beaumont, Texas. It was a game store there. I bought the core rule book from Bookstand, and I bought the GM screen from Bookstand. And then I eventually started picking up the other books as time went on. And Chris saw my review of Mutant Chronicles, and he sent me all of the PDFs from the Kickstarter. Uh, and then I got on my feet, I got a little more stable, and I was able to back Infinity. And I backed Infinity at the level, it was stupid, like 200 and something bucks. But I backed it at a level where I got all of, like physically all of the books. And so I have just about all of the Infinity books. I'm still missing a couple that they've put out after the Kickstarter, but I got all PDFs. But yes, I have a fondness for Modiphius because Chris Birch is an amazing human being, and he's humble, and he he made a mountain out of a molehill with Modiphius, and now they're one of the biggest UK distributors of games. I mean, they're getting up there. They've got Rangers of the Shadow Deep. They've got um, uh, what is it? Is it Stargrave? Or no, Gaslands. I think they do. They publish Mindjammer, which is great. They've got a bunch of stuff that they push, not only as they have their 2D20 brand of all the things they push, but they're also distributors for a lot of other games, small press games. So if you're an indie designer or developer and you're looking for a way to break into the market or to get distribution, reach out to Chris and to Modiphius and see what they can do. They have a big warehouse, and this guy was selling Mutant Chronicles out of his garage, so they've come a long way to a huge warehouse, and now they have a US distribution and they have a UK distribution, so they can get your books to wherever they need to go. Uh, Conan was too. Yeah, okay. So it was Mutant Chronicles first, and then Conan. Uh, and at the time, I didn't back Conan because I didn't have that much disposable income. So I had backed Monolith Games Conan the board game, which I'm not into board games, but I'm a huge Conan fan. And so here was a board game with cool miniatures that you could play, and you could play Conan. That was one of the miniatures, and you got all the different companions of Conan that you could play, and the magic was not overdone. And the gameplay is pretty cool. I've actually played the board game a couple times. I really love it. Stephen Turner is an amazing person. Dave, you are stating the blatantly obvious. Stephen is just a good person. He is so nice, so warm, and willing to help anybody. Dave says, "Can you get me in touch with them after this? I might want to talk to them." Yeah, definitely. I would say just email Chris Birch at modiphius.com. I think it's chris.birch at modiphius.com, or just go on their website. I believe they have a thing. Uh, I've talked to Chris once or twice. I wouldn't say I'm best friends with him or anything. I know Steven far better than I know Chris. But yeah, email him and just tell him who you are. Tell him Mr. Mean sent you. I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows my YouTube channel. Uh, uh, but yeah, I mean, I'll send a message to him as well on your behalf, Dave. I don't mind doing that. And Stephen Turner knows him, so you know Stephen. So Stephen deals with him on a regular basis, is my understanding. So you can definitely talk to him. That probably would get you more clout if you mentioned Stephen Turner than me. I'm a nobody. But let's see. Full Metal Dragon says, my only issue with Modiphius is I feel they forced the 2D20 system into IPs that don't fit the system. Exactly. I agree. I think 2D20 for Conan is amazing. Mutant Chronicles, Infinity, solid. Dishonored, no, I don't think that's the system for me. Star Trek is a big if. I know people that have played it. I ran it. It just didn't grab me, but I know people love it. What's the others? Infinity, I said. Mutant Chronicles is awesome. Conan is good. Dreams and Machines. I just don't get it. If that's the mechanic they're going to use, if they haven't changed it for the hardback books, for those that don't know, Dreams of Machines was a precursor to the Kickstarter. I think the Kickstarter is actually over. I'm not quite sure. I don't even know if they did a Kickstarter. I think they just did like a soft release. For those don't know, a soft release is where they just put it out. All of a sudden it just shows up on their website. They did do some marketing because Modifius has quite a mailing list now because they handle so many other games. So they've got a variety of people that are interested in their IPs and the IPs, intellectual properties that they support. But I just don't think Dreams and Machines, if that slimmed down mechanic that they're going with, I get it. I understand the mechanic now that I've ran it. I don't like it. I like the full on 2D20 that's in Conan, Star Trek, Mutant Chronicles. So Dave's looking for a publisher that will just take over the printing of the Project Sunflower. The stress of getting the printer literally makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah, I would say definitely talk to Stephen Turner and or talk to Modifius or both and see who's going to give you the best deal. And of course, you're adding a middleman, so you're going to pay. You're going to lose some revenue there, but you're going to, it's better than nothing, and it's gonna give you distribution, which is what you're looking for, and printing. Modifius does work with a bevy of printers, and then of course Stephen Turner knows a bunch too. So definitely, if it were me, Dave, I would send Stephen a PM, a private message, and just say, hey, here's my concerns. Do you think Modifius would be able to help me? Or can they help me? Or can you help me? And then just go from there and see what happens. Gosh, guys, how long have we been doing this? How long have we been online? It says over an hour. Let's see what we've been doing this for an hour and 30, almost 38 minutes. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Stephen can't do it. Yeah, I don't think Stephen does the printing. He usually goes through some, but Stephen knows a bunch of people, so he can definitely put you in touch with somebody. I would think. I would think Stephen would have that ability to get you, talking to somebody. I would think. Um, but yeah, definitely. And like I said, I have no problem sending Chris a message saying, hey, talk to this guy for sure. But I know Chris Birch is always, he's a businessman. He's a gamer and a business. He's a cosplayer too, for those who don't know. Oh, and he also did. I think they redistributed or they helped publish The Dust, which was a riff on World War One, or World War One, World War Two, excuse me, World War Two, kind of a riff on like sci-fi meets. Uh, any current Kickstarters that are going on that I'm excited about? Has he has pointed me to some places. Cool, Dave. I'm glad Stephen was able to help some bit, but I hope you can find you can get in touch with Chris. And like I said, I'll shoot him an email message later today as well, and just say, hey, let him know that you're looking for some help. Send me a PM with your email. I don't know what your private email is, so whatever email you want me to use, and I'll do a soft introduction. How's that? Larry is asking any current Kickstarters going on that I'm excited about. The answer is no. I'm not backing any Kickstarters right now. I like I said, I had to go into hard save mode for the house. So I stopped doing Kickstarter. The last Kickstarter I supported was the 20th anniversary of Savage Worlds, which was a couple of months ago. It wasn't that long ago. Are there any I'm excited about? Yes, there's tons of them because I'm still waiting on my orb dice. For those that know, it was a round dice that has a special compartment inside of it with a weight. And the argument was that everybody has a D100, and when you roll it, it just rolls forever. Or some D20s at the corners are very rounded, it rolls a lot. So they created orb dice, and orb dice are round dice that are specifically weighted to not roll. So you shake them up like you would a normal dice, and then you drop them, and they roll for a second. But because of the weight and the way it's compartmentalized, the weight falls and stops the momentum, and so you get a truly random number every time. So I'm eagerly awaiting those. Those should start shipping, I think, right around Christmas or early next year. Um, and then the other one that I'm really disappointed in, it's been well over, I think it's going on 3 years now, is Pixel. Pixel was touted as the Bluetooth dice that you could use with Foundry, VTT. So the point was, those who don't know, Foundry is a virtual tabletop. It is the virtual tabletop that I use to run games when I use a VTT. And it has 3D dice. So you click the button and it throws dice across the screen that look and sound like real dice. Well, Pixel took it one step further and said, we're going to make these dice that are Bluetooth enabled. And when you're inside of Foundry, you're going to be able to pick up your D20, your physical D20, and roll it. It's going to light up. They have LEDs in them. They light up. And whatever number shows up on that is going to also show up in Foundry. And I thought, God, that's amazing. I want that. Well, it's been like 3+ years. We still don't have the dice. And I spent over $200 on that. So eagerly awaiting those. The production run is going. I think they're going to start sending out dice first quarter next year. Supposedly, who knows? They were misleading. In my opinion, they were misleading. They said they had everything together. They had the mechanics, the computer stuff all done, and they just needed money for backing. And a shit ton of people backed it. And now we're all sitting here with a thumb up our ass waiting for our dice. So yeah, a little disgruntled about that one. Um, the Full Metal says that he backed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and other shenanigans. I really wanted to back that, but like I said, money's tight for me with the new house and getting settled in, making sure we can make our mortgage, and we're fine. But I didn't want to spend extra money. Send Krampus after them. Yes, I will. Better yet, I'll just show up because I'm worse than Krampus. I'm the mean. Uh, my problem with Palladium is I have a love-hate relationship with Palladium, and I've talked about this on the stream before. They did the Robotech Kickstarter, which there's no polite way to put it. They fucked a lot of people out of a lot of money. And it was one excuse after another, and it never funded, and people still haven't gotten their shit. There were supposed to be 4 waves, and only 1 wave came out. Yeah, Alan, I'm with you. Speaking about Palladium, I did back, they did a crowdfunding before their Kickstarter, which was for Northern Gun Book 1. And it's beautiful. In fact, where's my Palladium books? That's Heroes and Hardships. Where's Northern Gun? Northern Gun. Is this it right here? I think this is it. Yeah. So they did a crowdfunding on their own, and I wish they would have just kept everything like that. So Northern Gun Book 1. Look at that cover. Is that not beautiful? And it's faux leather. It's hardback. Black back, nothing on it, and then of course the spine. If I can show the light there. Yeah, I mean, well, if I put it the right way, you can't see it. Yeah. And the art inside of it, Wayne Bro art, I'm trying to find a good page here with art. A lot of text in this book. You got your money's worth for this book, let me tell you. And of course he signed it, the Kickstarter, a lot of the different people signed it. So that's super cool. And I got 89 out of 180. So I don't know, a little bit less than half. So pretty cool. But a lot of the artists signed it. Kevin signed it. The art in here is fantastic. A lot of it's just repeated. The all the guns and stuff. Those are all in all the other Rifts books. So this is no new art. This is all stuff that was already existed. Uh, but yeah, the art is just amazing. So beautiful. I crowdfunded this with my birthday money that my mother-in-law sent me. It was $100, and so I think this was $90 for this. And like I said, it was signed and numbered. So I'm very happy with it. I love it. I've never got to use it because I don't run Rifts very often. But everybody got fucked on that Robotech thing. And let's see what people say. Ooh, that is so shiny. Yes, it is. Uh, then the miniature company went belly up. No, the miniature company went belly up because of Kevin mismanagement of funds. He made promises that he couldn't keep. The technology and what they needed for it were not there at the time, and he made so many stretch goals. And this is the classic example of an improperly run Kickstarter with too many stretch goals. If there is one piece of advice, I've backed a shit ton of Kickstarters, and I can tell you statistically, all of the ones that offer a shit ton of stretch goals wind up going belly up or never deliver or are extremely delayed. John Wick is a perfect example. What's the game? His pirate fantasy game. God, I can't think of the name of it now. Anyway, highest grossing RPG Kickstarter ever. Where is it now? People are still sitting 3, 4 years later with no books. Um, that's because he mismanaged all the money, but that's another story. Palladium's in the same boat. Palladium, I think, makes awesome games. I love their I love all their stuff. Who is this Harry Wanker we're listening to? Ah, Jay, piss off, mate. Uh, Jay is from Feral Games, one of my favorite game. I'm not gonna lie, my favorite game designer that I have a personal relationship with. He's supported the channel for years, and I have supported him for years. Jay makes phenomenal games. Use my Discord link. Go check out his stuff. He has some awesome stuff. In fact, as he says in his own words, he's designing a new version of the Black Iron just for me that doesn't use D6s because he knows I hate D6s. But I've told him many, many times, I like his D6 system. It works. I like it. It's a good system. But he's redesigning it. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a percentile system, I think, or D10s. I can't remember. 7th Sea. Thank you, Full Metal Dragon. Yeah. So Palladium did the same thing 7th Sea did. They over delivered, or they over promised and under delivered. And Jay and I, we've talked about this a couple of times because Jay's done a few Kickstarters and he's in the same theory of thinking that I am. And I love you too, Jay. I don't love your cats, but I love you and the missus. I'll eat the cats. If you ever want to get rid of the cats, send them to me. I'll happily eat them. No, and I love pets. I just don't like, I'm not a cat guy. I'm a dog guy. But anyway, we've talked about that. But Palladium did the same thing that John Wick did. They overpromised and underdelivered. And John Wick just mismanaged all the fucking money and fucked it all up. There's just no excuse. It is what it is, and you move on, you know. And he's got Chaosium now is printing all of his books. In fact, he put out a video a couple days ago, about a week ago, basically saying if you have questions about the 7C 2E, talk to Palladium or talk to Chaosium. He's got nothing to do with it anymore because Chaosium booted him. They let him go for whatever reason. We don't know. I'm not going to speculate, but it's water under the bridge. Hopefully John Wick lands on his feet, and we see more cool games for him. You know, I'm a huge L5R, Legends of the Five Rings fan, and John Wick wrote that game, and I'm happy to say that I own 3 or 4 different versions of it. So thank you, John Wick. But I wouldn't back any of his Kickstarters. That's just me. So I have the same problem with Palladium. I did not back the Robotech Kickstarter because I was just never that into Robotech. I thought it was a anime soap opera, and it just, yeah, the techs and the mechs and everything were cool, but it was an anime soap opera, and I'm not into soap operas. I'm just not. So I never got into Robotech that big. I did play some of the Robotech RPG from Palladium when it was out. Who didn't? But it just wasn't my cup of tea. I don't even think I have any of the Robotech books. I don't own any of them, I don't think. Uh, and they just mismanaged that whole Kickstarter, and they promised, and then he just started blowing smoke up people's asses. And it's just, and the thing about the gamer community, like any other community, is as long as we're getting the things we want, we shut up and we forget about it because, oh, I've got something new and shiny. I'm happy now. If gamers are fickle, you know, this is a discretionary income environment. Nobody has to buy a role-playing game to live. You have to pay your mortgage. You have to put food on the table. You have to send your kid to school. You have to buy pet food. Those are things you have to do. You don't have to buy an RPG. You don't have to support a Kickstarter. You do those things because you want to. And unfortunately, a lot of people wanted to support these guys, and it came back to bite them in the ass. And unfortunately, the laws for Kickstarter are still in their infancy, and we don't have clear-cut definitions and defining values that protect us as buyers. We are basically, in the long term of it, you're giving a donation. You're giving a donation in the hopes that you will get some physical product. And if you never get that product, tough shit. You got no legal recourse to go back and get your goods. You can try to go through your credit card company. There's no guarantee you're going to do it. I backed, and I don't even remember the name of the company. Jay and I talked about this. I backed, God, I can't even think the name of it. I'm gonna forget it. But I backed a book that was 4.5 years delayed. And they were using the Numenera rules, whatever that says. I can't think of the system's name now. And it was so delayed that they came out with a second edition of the rules. And because they were so upside down in the project, Shotguns and Sorceries. There we go. Shotguns and Sorcery by Matt Forbeck. It was written by Matt Forbeck, who's an amazing writer. He's written a lot of stuff for Savage Worlds and superhero stuff, and his X-Men series is fantastic. Go read it. But anyway, Shotgun and Sorceries was a great IP, and the company, I can't remember the name of the company, but they mismanaged it and fucked it all up. And it took us 4.5 years to get the product. And I told them, you know what, keep the fucking book, because if I get it, I'm just going to throw it in the fire. I was so Cipher System, yeah. They took so long that Cipher System got revised to second edition. They didn't even update the rules to second edition. And unfortunately, Matt Forbeck's name is all tied to this thing. So Matt got some negative publicity, and the company that supported it was now supporting some other RPG that was pretty hot. They were doing I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I'm like Full Metal. I'm just not into Kickstarters anymore. I'm going to back the Kickstarters from my friends here on Discord that I know, the designers I know. I'm going to back their Kickstarter because I believe in them, not what they're trying to sell me. I'm going to support them to support them because I want to help them. So like when if and when Jay does a Kickstarter for Black Iron, I'm going to support that because I want to support Jay. I don't really care about the book. I just want to support Jay because Jay is a good guy. And Jay was there when I needed help. Jay helped me through some rough times. And so if I can help Jay, then so much the better. The Dave, Project Sunflower. You know, I got one of the early preview copies of it. He listened to me. Robert Schwab's stuff. Robert Schwab's great guy. But I didn't back his Kickstarter because I'm just not into that world. That game system didn't do anything for me. I played it. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means I didn't like it. So I'm just there for a while. I was throwing money at every Kickstarter that sparked me. And then in the end, I got burnt. I lost more money than I got product. Or the product I got was not what I thought it was going to be. And I was just really, meh about it. Yes, I will gladly play test the Delve third edition. I thought Delve second edition was perfectly fine. I really liked it a lot. Um, Jay, for those that don't know, Feral Games Inc. makes RPGs. One of his more popular ones is called The Delve. And you literally, it's an island. It's a pretty self-contained RPG, but it's pretty cool. You wake up on an island with a random stuff in your pocket, and there's a chart you roll on. You may get lint. You may get a healing potion. You may get a dagger. You may get a lamp. You may get a pocket full of sand. It all depends. So, it's a really cool game, The Delve, and I've done a review of it. I've played it a bit on the channel, so go check it out. Just back. Yes, Alan, I backed Dungeons Deep and Caverns Old as well, only because again, Jason is a super fucking cool guy, makes a really cool game, and I'm a dwarven whore. I love dwarves. Anybody who's gamed with me has probably ran into Gund Hillwalker. That's my dwarf. I play him in any game I can get him into. I will play. I will play Gund, and his dwarf females have beards. Sold. I can't wait. I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to get it. So very excited for that. But Jay from Feral Games Inc. makes some really cool games. And if you're a member of the Meanie Horde, hopefully you'll get to play the new Black Iron and or Delve. I actually wouldn't mind running the current version of Black Iron right now for the Meanies because I like that D6 mechanic. I thought it was pretty good. And the players seem to enjoy it too. So it's just, there's so many games in so little time. If I didn't have to work 40 plus hours a week, by golly, you guys need to donate to my Ko-Fi so I can just run games all day. How about that? Let's make that happen, guys. And pay my mortgage, pay my car note, and pay me to run games. Let's make it happen, guys. The perpetual GM, I would love it. But the problem is I like to play too. So if I'm being paid to GM, I can't. Well, a GM is a player too, right? Uh, uh, Corrupted dwarves in a future, maybe, who knows? Yeah, let's see. Uh, so yeah, Jay's been pretty quiet. I know he lurks. I know he just moved. I think you moved to Scotland. Did you move to the country of either Scotland or Ireland? I don't remember which one. Uh, to his parents or his wife's parents' property. They passed away sadly, and so they inherited the property, and they're living out there in the country. Apparently, he has internet because, well, he's chatting with us, and I think he's in a much better situation now. And he's got room for all his cats. He probably got more cats, knowing Jay. Um, it was always funny to do a video chat with him and see the cats in the background doing something. It was pretty funny. Uh, the Highlands of Scotland. Aye. So yeah, Jay's in the Highlands of Scotland, uh, which is super cool. Jay, you need to post some pictures. Update your website and put some pictures up there because I can imagine it's beautiful there. Dave says you couldn't pay me to GM. I wouldn't want people to get expectations. Oh man, GMing is so much fun. We have land and are looking at getting sheep next year. There's so many jokes there, Jay. I'm just not going to go there, buddy. I'm gonna be the bigger man. I'm gonna take the high road. But that's cool. Sheep are cool. I've got to hang out at some farms that have sheep, and they're fun to play with. Um, Especially what are the baby sheep called? Kids? Is that right? Are they called kids? Uh, Pups, cubs, whatever. I think they're called kids. I think baby sheep are kids. Is that right? Anyway, who knew? Who cares? And Jay just says, LOL. So I'm not normal. We all know that. Um, um, but yeah, if you haven't checked out any of Jay's games, please go do it. He's got so many games on the Drive Through RPG. Oh yeah, Dave, I'm with you. I don't want a GM for money. I think the expectation sets the bar so much higher. I GM because I love to GM. I love telling stories, and I like, I just fell into it. Baby sheep are called mutton. Wait, that's food, Dave. Hey, I don't think you're right. I think that's what I eat for dinner. Jay, are you going to have a big deal on drive through for Black Friday? If you are, put a link in the chat. Um, Oh, wait, you may not be able to do it. I think Dave was having a problem too. But yeah, or put a link on the publishers page on Discord so that people know. And definitely, Jay has quite a list of followers on DriveThru. He's been on there for a long time, and he's got a ton of games on there. Mutton is old sheep. I thought mutton was food. What is a baby sheep called? It's a kid, right? KID? Baby sheep is called a kid. Am I correct? You guys are leaving me hanging here. Come on, Jay. And I don't trust Dave because I think Dave's pulling my leg or my mutton. because mutton is a leg of lamb. But yeah, so anyway, back to Kickstarter. Jay and I have talked about this many times. Lambs. Oh, a baby sheep as a lamb. Okay, but I thought they were called kids. I thought or maybe that's a gaggle of them. Kids are baby goats. Okay, so is a lamb different from a goat? I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I eat them both, so I'm happy either way. Mutton is an old sheep. Huh. Well, in the U.S., mutton is food. So, but they're all food. Kids are baby goats. Human kids were named after baby goats. That makes sense. Um, uh, so anyway, back to Palladium. I love Palladium's books, but I refuse to support them on Kickstarter after what they did to everybody for Robotech. So that being said, I have the original and the Splat book, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness. I have those core books as as physical books, and I have them as PDFs. Um, so I'm good. The new book is not going to have any new rules. They're not even cleaning up the rules, from what I understand from some of the articles I read. That doesn't make it true, though. Just for clarity, there may be some rules, but one of the things about Kevin. And I've met Kevin, and I will tell you this, I have seen firsthand when you play in a game with Kevin and you complain about any rule, he will tell you, oh, well, then you're playing it wrong. And I think for any game designer, any publisher, any GM to tell you you are playing a game wrong is heresy. If you're having fun, if your players, your friends, your spectators are having fun, then you're doing it right. That's my stance. I have said that from the get-go. There is no wrong way to play as long as everybody is having fun. Now, everybody has different triggers and different emotional situations and things that upset them or make them antsy or nervous. Cult, the publishers of the current edition of Cult reach out to me and said, hey, we would love you to feature a video about our game. And I said, sure, send me the product. I'll be more than happy to review it. And I did. I read it. It was very disturbing. It was not the kind of game for me. It is very much an adult, mature game. Yeah. Yes, Jay. Goodbye, buddy. Be well. Enjoy Turkey Day if you have it over there. I'm sure you do. And yes, we will support the indie game designers because we love you guys. And kisses to the wife and kick the cats for me, bro. Anyway, love you, Jay. Be good. Uh, if you're playing a game and your friends are having fun, whether you're the GM or a player and everybody's having fun, that's all that matters. That's the bottom line. But some games are not for everybody. I own the original edition of Recon from Palladium Games. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the very first games I played that was not Dungeons and Dragons. I can't play it to this day. I have PTSD, certain real life situations that involve modern combat disturb me. I've been overseas. I'm not proud to say I've taken human life in the service of my country. I don't find the joy in that. I don't. That's too close to home. Jay makes a phenomenal game called Ghost Ops, which is about modern day, special forces and stuff. And I can't play it. I tried reading it. I went through it. It's a beautiful book. I enjoyed it. I have a copy. I have two copies of it actually. I have a Savage Worlds version, and I have the normal, similar to Fate. It's Jay's own mechanic, but it's very similar to Fate. I can't read it. I can't even look at it. It just bothers me. It brings back memories and things. That's my trigger. That's what upsets me. So I don't play in those kind of games. Now, fantasy violence, sci-fi violence, some modern day violence doesn't bother me in the least. But when you get to a war with soldiers and it looks pretty realistic with modern day combat, that bothers me. It triggers me. So I don't, that's my trigger. So I don't play or endorse games like that. That's for my own personal mental well-being. And I think for me, role playing is my mental well-being. This channel, the meanies, the viewers that watch my Discord and watch my YouTube, That's my mental well-being. That's what keeps me centered, keeps me from going postal and taking a bunch of lives or doing something stupid. Everybody has something that they do that helps them in their day-to-day struggle with life, because living is hard. Living is pain. We all know that. So anything you can do to make your existence better, you should do it if it's, legal and it doesn't hurt people. And it's Cult with a K there, Dave. But yeah, no, Project Sunflower does not come across that dark, Dave. Project Sunflower is a struggle about surviving in a apocalyptic future of our own making, so to speak, and forces beyond our control. And there's some positivity. You're striving to get better. You're striving to do things. No, and it does not hit my PTSD with the guns and the tactics, because when you're getting human on human combat, yeah, I would personally stay away from that. Now, will I have bandits and bad guys and people trying to take your shit? Yes, because that's the world that the game is set in, right? Everybody's struggling to make ends meet, to find fresh water, to find uncontaminated food and stuff. So yeah, there will be that kind of stuff, but it won't be the focus of it. And so your game does not bother me in that aspect. Um, let's see. Wow, we still got 8 concurrent viewers. That's pretty awesome. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. And we've been going at it for over 2 hours now. But I have got to get some food. I am hungry. I'll leave it by saying thanks for the support for Ko-Fi. I think the next stream I'll do will make it a little higher and see if we can hit the goal. That was very nice of you guys, Dave and or Alan and Larry, to support the channel. I appreciate it. Um, I won't support anything from Palladium on Kickstarter. That's just my personal preference. I'm not telling anybody not to. I'm just saying that I don't like their tactics and what they've done to their supporters. And I think Kickstarter is nothing without us. So it's one of those, you can vote with your dollar. And like the WotC debacle, which WotC basically said we are worthless and we should just give them money for the sake of giving them money, because they're WotC and Hasbro. I won't buy another WotC product. I just won't. I don't want to support WotC in any way, shape, or form. It's not that I think 5e is a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's not a good game, but it's not a bad game. And I've played some D&D games that I've had a lot of fun in, and I've ran some D&D games that I've had a lot of fun in. But I just think for me, that high fantasy, mass marketed RPG is Pathfinder. I'm sorry, is Pathfinder by Paizo. That's the game I'm going to support. As far as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I don't see the need to buy another copy of a book I already own that just has more art in it when there's nothing else substantial. I'm glad people are supporting them, and I think they've already made their stretch goal, their funding or whatever. But let's just see if they deliver. And mark my words, if they don't, you know. But Palladium has such a rabid, you can't go on a Palladium forum and talk shit about Palladium games. You'll get shut down. You'll get banned. You can't even go on the Reddit forum and talk shit about it because they will shoot you down. Uh, they're staunch supporters of Kevin. They all drink the Kool-Aid, and good for them. If they're having fun and they enjoy the game. I ran a couple sessions of Palladium Fantasy, and we had a blast. We all enjoyed it. It was a blast of the past. Were the mechanics perfect? Are they as good as Pathfinder? No, not even close. But did they work? Yes. Did we have fun? Yes. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I enjoyed the game. I like their magic system. Their combat is a little bit convoluted and it's not clearly defined, but we had fun. Will I run Rifts? Yeah, I'm going to run Rifts again. The current in-house group that I have wants to play Rifts. So I'm going to run a Rifts game because Rifts is awesome. I'll probably use that Northern Gun book as one of my sources. So, yeah, Kickstarter is fine. It's your money. Spend it how you want. I choose not to support companies that don't support me. The good news is I don't think WotC's done a Kickstarter, so we don't have to worry about that disappointment coming, which is good. Um, Pathfinder, I don't think has done a Kickstarter either. Some tertiary publishers have done Kickstarters using their IP, which is fine. I support Kobold Press. Kobold Press does some amazing stuff. In fact, I've got the Scarlet Citadel. I'm going to convert it to use it in Pathfinder. I think it's an awesome dungeon crawl. It's very well done. I was lucky enough to get into it early and get the map packs, which now I guess is very hard to get. Maybe they've got a new print run of them. I don't know. But I'm very happy with it. It reads really well, and there is nothing in there that is not Pathfinder, friendly, and you couldn't use in Pathfinder. Just file off the names, and choose them for yours, and you'll be fine. So that being said, I think we're going to start wrapping it up. I'm tired of talking. We've talked about Kickstarter. We've talked about stuff that I'm selling. We've talked about Ko-Fi and being supported there. So thank you very much, Alan and Larry, for your support, and to everybody else who has been actively participating in the stream. I'm going to try to I think I'd like to set up a streaming schedule of like Thursday nights, maybe every Thursday night or every other Thursday night. We'll just get on here and we'll talk about gaming in general and what we like, what we dislike. We'll talk about stuff and what's going on with the community and stuff like that. I think that would be a nice thing to do. And a little way to, not to be shy about it, but just a little way for me to generate a couple of bucks to put into the kitty to support the channel by doing a stream goal of a monetary goal of like $10 or $20 or whatever. We'll try. We'll see. So if that's something you would like to see, please put notes down in the doobly-doo and let me know if that's something you'd like to see. If you haven't joined the Discord, please, if you're not opposed to Discord, go stop by and say hi and thanks. I'm on Patreon. If you scroll up in the chat there, you can get all my links, but the links will be in the video description below once it goes live on YouTube. But I have had a blast in this last 2 hours chatting with all of you. Thank you so much for spending part of your Thanksgiving holiday with me. It means a lot. And Dave, huge shout out to you. Much love and respect. Hope everything goes well. Larry, uh, Alan, you guys are awesome on the channel. I look forward to gaming with you some more. Uh, uh, the dragon, Full Metal Dragon. Awesome for you to pop in and chat. I appreciate it. And I think we'll do this again next Thursday. We'll try to make a note. Maybe someone will see me on the Discords and shoot me a reminder to say, hey, let's do the chat. Oh, somebody's giving me some loves. I see some hearts icons coming up, all kinds of icons going crazy. So thank you so much, guys. As always, peace and hair grease. We're going to end the stream here. Thank you so much for hanging out and chatting. And as always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, be nice and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Peace and be well.